Well, Arsenal is taking on a team known as Man City. That is tomorrow at the Emirates Stadium, and we're here to bring you the match preview. As I promised yesterday late night, that I'll come up and obviously bring you the match preview for this particular encounter in here onto this beautiful channel. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and continue to subscribe to this channel to see to it that we hit 28,000 subscribers in a nick of time. And you people are really special, and I think that this is the right moment to obviously bring you the match preview, right? Because I know you are eagerly waiting for what my say is obviously gonna be like in here onto this beautiful channel of ours known as the Rokani Media Football. All right. Arsenal comes into this game of football after winning 2 games consecutively. From the loss of Liverpool, they've gone ahead to beat Nottingham, I think 3-0. They went ahead to really get a hard-fought win in Spain against Atletico Bilbao 2-0. And Man City beat Man United 3-0. And then they went ahead to obviously find themselves disciplining ahead of Napoli by 2-0. But remember, Arsenal played at home and then away. In the midweek, Man City played at home even during the weekend, the previous weekend, they also went ahead to play away. They played at home, meaning that they never traveled, and Arsenal really had a flight from London to Spain. So will that affect the results of this game? All that and more into this best game description in here. Now, Arsenal comes into this game of football with Saka doubtful, Gabriel Jesus is out. Odegaard is out, and Kai Havertz is out. Those are the 4 injuries that the side of Arsenal is really having, and you don't really expect them to come in through and obviously feature into this particular kind of game. So that they're not expected to obviously come and feature into this kind of game, you understand. Now, at Man City, it's Altul Nouri, Ryan Cherki, you understand? Those are really totally out of this beautiful game of football, and Omar Mamosh. All those 3 are really out, but the rest of these ones are really available. And for Man City, John Stones is back. You understand? Then for Arsenal, William Saliba is back. He even went ahead to make the bench when Arsenal was playing against a team called Atletico Bilbao, meaning that he's in sync to obviously come and represent, and everyone is asking, who should Arsenal start into that so particular kind of game? Because there are very many questions, and others are like, Mosquera has gone ahead to obviously come up, and obviously Mosquera has obviously come up and really put in a very huge show, so he needs to obviously come up and really maintain his position. Others are like, when you're going to mark Haaland, you need a player who obviously knows who Haaland is. So those are the different questions that have been set by these different people in here. So that is the side of Arsenal and Man City. So that is the team news that we've gone ahead to get from either sides. And now, let's get into the probable starting 11 for the side of Arsenal as they take on a team known as Manchester City. The system is 4-3-3. And remember, last season, Arsenal came up and obviously beat Man City by 5-1. You understand? And could Arsenal go ahead and obviously do the same that they did to City last season at the Emirates? I tell you, it's really possible, because Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously put in more signings this summer, and they've gone ahead to strengthen, and they are a much more strong team than City. And Arsenal hasn't gone ahead to lose any of its main players, but City have lost Kevin De Bruyne, you understand? They've gone ahead to obviously lose the guy. So that is it, and let's obviously jailed into this. Now in goal at Arsenal, no doubts, it's David Raya. no doubt about it. Though in the midweek, Kepa Arrizabalaga is going to be having a chance to come and represent for the club of Arsenal in that particular fixture when they're playing it, Port Vale in the Carabao Cup. I think we'll always have a very good go in there. And by the way, that might be the game that might see other players of Arsenal really get enough playing time, the Max Dormans of this world and very many others into the mix. So that's exactly what you're really having in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Right back, obviously, Julian Timber will come in through to represent as the right back for the side of Arsenal. Left back, Riccardo Carafiori. That is it. I know Piero Hincapi came on and really had some minutes when they are really beating Atletico Bilbao. But Riccardo Carafiori, remember last season away at Etihad, he scored a beauty. And he has been one of those integral players into that Arsenal team. I can really tell you what Carafiori is going to have to do in a nutshell. 1, he scored that goal at Old Trafford. 2, when they are playing against Leeds, he really went ahead to release Victor Gyokeres. You understand? And Victor Gyokeres went ahead to score his first goal for a club known as Arsenal. Then in the 4th game, they went ahead to play against a team called Nottingham Forest. For that second goal that Arsenal really scored was through the combination of Eze and Victor Gyokeres. It's him who really goes in for that ball over the top to Ebelechi Eze. Ebelechi Eze beat the offside line, and when he beat the offside line, you knew what happened. It really went ahead to see to it that a lot goes into their way, and it really ended into the back of the net for the side of Nottingham. So he is that crucial. He is that important. He's that integral into the build-ups that Arsenal are really making. So if you really doubt his input in there for you, then you are not meant for football. As we who know exactly what football is all about, Riccardo Carafiori is really undroppable. And for everyone who thought that Lewis Kelly can foot or even lace the boots of Riccardo Carafiori, it was all about not seeing Riccardo Carafiori being a viable all-time. But this season, he's not an injury-prone player. He has obviously gone ahead to put in a very good shift, and that is what you're really having right about now. His consistency has gone ahead to silence all the haters and all those that were really thinking Lewis Kelly would obviously surpass the player. So that is it. Then in the central defense, right-sided centre-back. This is where huge questions are really coming in through. And very many people are like, who exactly should come in through and really put in a very huge shift? And I tell you what, it's really fickling. That's what I can tell you. It's really one of those moments that you ask yourself, what should I do? If you're Mikel Arteta. Because when Saliba got injured, again in the game of Liverpool, Mosquera came in through. And when Mosquera came in through, he played very well. Now, we returned from the international break. Saliba was back. And the manager of Arsenal was like, I'm obviously going to be putting in a shift, and Saliba is back. And the manager went ahead to make a very beautiful decision and started Mosquera in the game of Nottingham. Now, away in Spain, the manager went ahead to obviously start Mosquera. Now, if the manager was willing to play William Saliba in a game of Man City, I tell you what, he would have gone ahead to give him minutes in the game of Atletico Bilbao. You understand? So, as it stands, the side of Arsenal and its manager Mikel Arteta, tomorrow I see Mosquera getting into that right-sided centre-back. And in this decision, it's not only based onto how beautiful Mosquera is really performing, but it's also depending onto William Saliba dragging the new contract negotiations. You understand? He's dragging them, and remember, Arsenal want to renew his contract with Saka. Saka has already gone ahead to accept the new offer, and Saliba is going in for a lot of money. So this will obviously help Arsenal in a way of really humbling Saliba, that you call yourself one of the best defenders in the world, of which you are, and it's we who have gone ahead to turn you into that monster that you've gone ahead to turn into. You understand? Now, you are refusing to obviously extend this contract, and now we are showing you that you are expendable. You understand? And that's the message that Arsenal is trying to send to William Saliba. That's why I think they're obviously going to utilize Mosquera a lot, as Saliba is betraying Arsenal and he wants to obviously go all out and really, he wants to go out and really put in a very huge shift to join Madrid, you know. And for Arsenal, if he really fails to really extend his contract, Arsenal will be willing to obviously sell him in the summer. Remember, his contract is left with just 1 year, and Arsenal want to extend his contract to see to it that the lad keeps here for some long time. And I think not until they get that commitment, it's going to be very hard for Saliba to get in ample playing time like he has been getting. Because they will tell him clear that if you want to leave, there is no way you're obviously going to be giving you ample playing time. And Saliba has it in mind that they're going to be playing in the World Cup, and he needs to feature predominantly for the club of Arsenal. And Mosquera is there on merits, you know. He's there on merit. Not because the coach loves him. Mosquera is there on merit, guys. And that's what we are discussing, and that's why he's obviously going to be starting against Man City. Now, and I will be shocked if at all Saliba comes in through. Now, left-sided centre-back, obviously Gabriel Magalhaes will come in through and close down that entire area. That is it. So that is my back five for the club of Arsenal, and it will obviously look like that. Now, let's go to the CDM. Obviously, Martin Zubimendi, no doubt. He's going to be featuring to that position. However much Nogard is there and very many others, but he will feature predominantly into that. Alongside who? Alongside Declan Rice. Obviously, Declan Rice will have to play part into that midfield. And now, the number 10 position will obviously call for a lot of questions on who is obviously going to be coming up to really represent to the fullest into that particular direction. You understand? Why? He's away. Who am I talking about? Martin Odegaard. Others are like, Eze should come and be played as a number 10. Others are like, why not give Waneri a chance to play as a number 10 in this particular game of football? Though, Arteta is at the Emirates, right? I don't really see him going that brave and really leaving that midfield like that, you know? That's why I think he's going to maintain the midfield that played against the team known as Atletico Bilbao. Mikel Merino is going to be given a very huge chance to feature into this particular game of football. That is it. Mikel Merino is going to be given a chance to feature predominantly into this starting 11 in there. So that is my midfield three for the side of Arsenal. Then, for the side of Arsenal, we obviously go ahead to talk about the right forward. Obviously, it's going to be Noni Madueke, no doubt. And Nico O'Reilly is really going to be having a hard time, I tell you. He's going to be having a hard time, you know. He's going to be having a hard time, I tell you. The time is really going to be hard for the player as far as all this is really concerned. But Noni Madueke has been a joy to watch in the previous games of Arsenal. Left forward, with Martinelli scoring one and really creating one, and Trossard really scoring one and creating one, obviously people are like, Eze really had a very bad game and he deserves to be dropped. And obviously, you can think about it and really say he really had. But the big question is for every manager, who is the future? Who is the perfect feature for a kind of game like this? And who can come off the bench and really look better and bring in more energy? And the manager of Arsenal obviously will go in for Ebelechi Eze as a left forward. Trossard and Martinelli will have to wait on the bench. Leading the line, it's Victor Gyokeres, who has 3 goals in the Premier League. And I know he's going to be one of those who will obviously score huge into that particular kind of game of football. So the side of Ebelechi Eze and Gyokeres, Madueke Noni will obviously lead the line for the side of Arsenal. Now, let's get into the probable starting 11 for the side of City. City will obviously have Donnarumma in goal, Kusanov right back, O'Reilly left back, Diaz right-sided centre-back, Vadio left-sided centre-back, Rodri, Silva and Reinders midfield three, Foden, Haaland and Doku will lead the line for the side of Manchester City in this highly anticipated game of football that is going to be played at the Emirates, that is tomorrow. Now, from that, we obviously get into what we call the head-to-head stats provided to us by Google, right? The head-to-head stats provided to us by Google, right? They read as follows. 1. Arsenal have won 2 of their last 4 league meetings with Manchester City. They have 2 draws, as many as their previous 22 beforehand. 5 draws and 15 losses. The Gunners could win back-to-back league games against the Citizens for the first time since December 2015. You understand? Then, secondly, Manchester City have lost both of their last 2 Premier League visits to Arsenal, as many as their previous 14 beforehand. 7 wins, 5 draws and 2 losses. It's their longest losing run away to the Gunners since April 2009, 4 in a row. Thirdly, Arsenal have won their last 3 Premier League home games by an aggregate of 9-0. They last won 4 in a row without conceding in December 2021, while they last won their first 3 at home in a season without conceding in 1960 and 1961. Manchester City, that is the 4th head-to-head start, have lost 5 of their last 7 Premier League games immediately following a European game in midweek, week 2, including a 5-1 loss at Arsenal in February. Their previous 5 such defeats came over a period of 46 games in 5 years. Lastly, only Bournemouth 9 have had more direct attacks than Arsenal in the Premier League this season, 8, an average of 2 per game. Last season, the Gunners ranked 11th for the direct attacks. So, Arsenal is really a special breed of a team. And if you've been coming out and obviously feeling like they are a joke, then it's you who is really a joke. And Arsenal have kept clean sheets. 3 clean sheets out of the 4 games they've gone ahead to play. That is Arsenal for you. Then Man City, I think, have gone ahead to keep 2 clean sheets. Again, it's Burnley and again, it's Manchester United. So, we wait to see how these teams will obviously transpire. In the Champions League, they both kept a clean sheet, but the difference was Man City was playing a team that really had a man down as the red card came in through around the half hour mark. You understand? So, that is it, and I know you're waiting for my prediction. Now, I want to be very factual. I don't see how Man City goes to Emirates and they get even a point. That is it. I see an Arsenal draw written all over this game. 3-1. That's my prediction. And I think Arsenal will bossy the game. They have all what it takes to kill off the game. When you look at Man City, they're really having a very beautiful squad, but they have not gone ahead to jelly in well. And the team of Arsenal has really options that can come off the bench and really kill off this game. You understand? And Arsenal is also being helped by what we call the competition. The competition for places. Now, imagine if Mosquera starts and Saliba comes in through. Obviously, Saliba will come in to prove a point. And the same applies to Mosquera. When they give him a chance to start, he will come in here to obviously prove a point that I need to obviously retain my position. So the same applies to Nogard. He knows, Zubimendi knows it. Eze knows it, and even Madueke knows it, that he's not the preferred number or the right forward for Arsenal if Saka is available, and he will be playing to his best to see to it that even when Saka comes in through, the manager will obviously have a huge headache to choose who is obviously going to be the player playing that particular position. So I call upon for your reactions. 3-1 win for the club of Arsenal. That is my prediction. Now I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about who you think will come in through and do the needful at the club of Arsenal. You can also go ahead and tell me, who do you start and who don't you start? Who do you want into my starting 11 and who don't you want? Your subtractions and additions are really coming in and welcomed here onto the Rokani Media Football. And your predictions are also hugely welcome, as we want to know who will obviously be the numerator and who will be the denominator at the end of that beautiful game of football in there, as Arsenal takes on the side of Man City. I sign out for now. See you later, and we are gonna be back with the bang. Liverpool is playing Everton right now. That's the game that is obviously going on. Premier League has started early, and we come to the end of this video. And I know you've gone ahead to enjoy it and continue to subscribe, because you know the amount of subscribers we want to hit. 28,000 is our next target. And please go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the black button that has what subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Rokani David is the name, and it's the face behind the microphone. We out. 5 finger salute to everyone watching in through, and see you later. Today we're going to start early, right? I'm sorry about the previous days.